So there I was on my way to Thailand, feeling on top of the world. I mean, everything was perfect, right? What could go possibly wrong? Except for the fact that my phone was living in an alternate universe. I've dreamed of this moment since years. After all these years of imagining it, I was finally boarding a plane to Thailand. The excitement was overwhelming, and when I saw the tickets, I feared that we might be completely separated, but in the end, I was seated almost next to my dad, and beside a lovely family. The others were sadly at the end of the plane. The flight itself was like a dream come true. The plane had screens in the back of the seats, and I was amazed by all the movies available for us to watch. It was a whole cinema experience in the sky, and I couldn't help but get emotional as I watched my favorite films during the flight. The sweetest moment happened when the youngest baby in the family was passed from the mom to the dad, and they asked me to help with the switch, and I held that little angel in my arms. It was one of those magical moments where time seemed to stop. The baby's innocent, happy smile, the sparkling eyes, and the warmth in my heart. It was pure, unfiltered joy. I couldn't stop smiling. But of course, nothing ever goes completely smoothly. However, began when the second flight started. We were delayed. Our devices showed the time in Germany, not Turkey, our main station, and we had no idea what will happen. In the meantime, we found a comfortable, chill place to wait with relaxing music playing in the background. People around us looked so sleepy, almost like they never ever sleep in their life. At one point, I noticed a man who kept looking at me from behind. Maybe he was checking if I was okay, or if I was still running like a mission. My dad came rushing over and said, "Come on, the plane will fly soon, we are too late." In that moment, my brother wasn't even there, but just as we needed him, he arrived right on time, like a perfect movie scene. We had to sprint to the other side of the airport, running like crazy. I could barely keep up, and poor Evie, who was exhausted, got shaken up like a milkshake during the whole chaos. It was like a weird dream, half panic, half adrenaline. Then, it was like a nightmare, and my brother yelled, "Run!" He didn't give us any directions, just run to the end of the longest hallway. I lost my neck pillow, and Evie woke up instantly and was ready to keep going. She's honestly the coolest sister ever, ready for anything that comes her way. Finally, after all this chaos, we were on the plane. The cramps I had after all that running were some of the worst I ever had in my life. As I sat there in my dream seat by the window, looking out into the night sky, I couldn't help but think that no matter how crazy it got, this trip was something I will never forget.